Casey Nix, PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Third episode with Laura Madison, and what we want to talk about right now is the real heart of why cars are sold. Salespeople. Salespeople sell cars. If salespeople didn't sell cars, we wouldn't be present. Dealerships are great because of the greatness of the team, and the team is comprised of the sales professionals. So, you ever been in that situation before where you're second guessing your decision? You're on your third week of over 60 hours a week. You missed your kid's recital at school. You missed the Friday night game where your son intercepted 2 passes because you had to work the late shift. And you're thinking about, maybe this business is not for me. This woman has been featured in Automotive News, in Edmunds, everybody in the United States. She speaks at NADA meetings. She goes and speaks to giant dealer bodies. So obviously, Laura, it's all been a golden road for you. From the day one, you were the golden girl and never had a down day. The business treated you right from the beginning. And so just, right?
No.
Really? So just, if you don't mind, just share with them what, in reality, what this business is really all about and where you are now.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody has to understand that everything that you share about my story and many of the things that I share are kind of like the highlight reel. You don't hear a lot about the things that I did that I don't think were very effective. Some of the money I spent, once we started getting going on social, I thought maybe we can next level it by spending some money putting that behind ads, and none of that actually converting. Really realizing that all of my traffic really wasn't organic. You don't hear a lot about that, and you definitely don't hear about the bad days, because of the highlight reel and because of the nature of what people share. So I really want to underscore that you have 2 decisions, I feel, in the business. And don't get me wrong, I had days where I remember driving in, it was farm roads out by the dealership. I remember driving in and I've got the wood fence right there, and I was thinking like maybe I just go in the ditch this morning and then I can be late a couple hours. Like maybe I'll just, I'll just a little diversion and I can work a half day.
Wait. I'm going to crash my car because I really don't want to go to the dealership today. Been there?
But yeah,
I've never thought about that, but that's a good idea.
I mean, tell me that you don't have sometimes these thoughts of like, how can I just give myself a little time off? Like, I'm always, every time in the month, I'm thinking about how many cars I sold, how many do I want to sell? If I'm ahead for the month, how many more can I sell because I was paid on volume? Or if I'm behind, how many more do I need to sell by the end of the month, to make what I need to make? And so how many of you are really being honest with yourself and saying, I didn't want to come into work today, or I wanted to give myself a quick break. And I had those days all the time.
Well, obviously though, because you were a top producer, nationally recognized, you never had a problem with your management, ever?
That's wild. Of course they did, yeah.
So, I mean, like real disagreements with the management?
Huge disagreements. I mean, I think of just like everybody, we're spending a lot of time in that dealership. This is high emotional business. We are all highly emotional people. We're urgent, we're moving quickly. Of course, you're gonna have disagreements, and a lot of times they feel like a huge deal. But what I really want to underscore about this and about the hard days and about the days that I was really trying to figure out, like, how do I just take a vacation? How do I just take some time off? And I would get so frustrated or think that maybe this wasn't the business for me. But really, I understood and I made the choice, and maybe it wasn't every day, but it was most days, that this is empowering. When you're a salesperson, you're in charge of your own livelihood. You are absolutely in charge of your destiny, and you can make the decisions. You don't have to have the education. I wasn't educated in marketing. I didn't know what I was doing. Again, there was a lot of things that I did wrong, especially at first. But it's really about empowering yourself and making those decisions, and you go out and you try every day, and that's really what brings you the success that's that notable, and that fantastic. And it does. Eventually it all turns around because you are your island. You can have the disagreements with the management, but you absolutely are really responsible for yourself. So you got to be proactive. You really you can't react to some of that stuff. I go into dealerships now and I see salespeople and they get dejected and they'll let it eat them, and you can't tell me that doesn't affect your car count. You can't tell me. So really just allowing it to empower you. This autonomy that we have in the business is so unique. We can make the decisions. We can do the right things to adapt to the changes in the automotive industry and sell cars the right way. So to me, that's the biggest thing. I think, if I could, knowing what I know now, if I could make a decision, I would recommend every type of person get in the car business and give it a good go, because it's a great business to be in and something that you really have a lot of control over.
You know what? The greatest thing in the world, what if you were a woman? in this business. You never could have ever got this far, right? Because women really just have struggle in this business. I mean, you know, there's a lot of gals that watch Saturday morning meeting. I spend time with you guys, training you guys, and I know that it's a whole different avenue and everything, but I'm sitting next to man, woman, child, can't decide, one of the gurus of the business. And you know what? Every single day, she always thought about, everybody does it this way. Can I do it a different way and get the same result and get there faster? And I got to be honest with you. I'm in awe of everything she's ever done. She's admitted today that she struggled in the business. I mean, I never heard this before. She's going to drive her car into a ditch so you don't have to go into the dealership. That cracks me up. Huh? She also said one more point that caught me while she was talking as we're just doing this impromptu conversation with you guys. She said the word vacation. I want each and every one of you, and I've told you a couple of times before, at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, to sit down with your spouse, significant other, or your friends and plan a vacation. Go to Hawaii, go to Alaska, go to Washington, D.C., see the museums. Go somewhere where you know you're going to be so occupied that never 1 second are you going to think anything about the thing that you do for work. You deserve that. Roll your pennies. Open the cushions up on the couch. Shove the quarters into a bowl until you have enough money. I don't care. But you owe it to your family. Oh my gosh, if you have kids, do you not owe this break to your children to go spend some time with them and not be on your cell phone and not be talking about the car business every single year? So this has been PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.